a lot of people have them out there, a visual schedule, right? How that schedule gets followed throughout the days, having visuals. And something important about the activity schedules, there's so many formats out there. I think with Pinterest these days, we can see and find so many, so many. But some things to keep in mind when building a visual schedule that are going to be crucial for them to be effective. So the first thing is, what is the child's level of communication? Can the child attend to the icon? Is the icon big enough? Is the icon a generic icon? Does it need to be a specific picture? So we have clients that, we can just write it down for them and then they follow it, right? But then we have clients that we need to make the pictures bigger, and not only they need to be bigger, but they need to be real pictures of where he's going.
Right, yes, because a symbol doesn't mean as much to some children as the actual image itself.
And then, even if you do have, the actual picture, you still need to do what we call pairing, which is basically putting the, one in one, right? So if you have the picture on the schedule, we need to guide the child to point, to look, make sure that they're looking, and then guide them physically to that part of the activity to make sure that they're making that connection of this is what it means, that
we can't assume that connection is there in that child's brain. Yes.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, and then also, things to consider when building up a visual schedule is how many steps do I need to put in there for my child? Do I need to break it down where I do maybe just 3 or 4 activities and then a break, and then we redo it? Should we do it together? Should I have it already beforehand?
Exactly.
So just different things to consider, because we love going on Pinterest and finding different resources, but it can get, you can get carried away, and maybe
you can never get off. You need a visual schedule to get back onto your task too.
Yes, definitely. So I think it's just important to consider, what's going to be the most suitable format for your child.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have also the first and then. So it's officially called the Premack principle, but we call it grandma's rule. And I don't know if, your grandma did this to you ever, but, typically grandmas will be like, okay, first eat your veggies and then you can go and play, right? That's how it goes. Or first clean up your room and then you can go and play. So the part about the first and then, and the most common mistake that I see out there with it, is that they will put 2 aversive things. Like first we're going to do math, then we're going to do reading. So how this should be used, it should be the first portion of it should be the non-preferred task or the aversive task. And the then portion should be something extremely motivating. So again, working through that motivation on, okay, eventually I'll have something that is not going to be aversive, or that is going to be an easier task for me to do as well.
Exactly. I think we think that when we put the 2 tasks that are the hardest, because they have the most attention span in the morning, that's just going to work, and doesn't always.